Can I just make a general point, lads, before we move on to the game? And people would have been watching last night and tonight, and would, you know, certainly I felt watching it that there was a huge gulf in the standard between the two games. Is that fair to say that tonight was not of the same quality as what we saw last night?
That's very fair. AC Milan struggled to keep possession in the first half. They couldn't stick 5 or 6 passes together, maybe even 3 or 4. Knocked her up to Giroud, bouncing off, and Diaz couldn't get a hold of it. Salmakers were running into the opposition, losing possession. Tonali, Krunic struggling to get into the game. But as regards the quality compared to last night, if you look at tonight's game and the two teams, to be blunt about it, many of the players are discards from the Premier League. And, you know, they're old players. They're doing okay. They've got to the Champions League semi-final. But it's hard to see, I would say, any of the top 6 teams in the Premier League wanting to buy too many of them players. Damien gave Tomori a good reference before the match, and he just did all right tonight. But outside of him, Leo didn't play. Barella would be one that would be wanted. There's not too many more. Maybe Bastoni, DeMarco, maybe. But I don't think that the depth and quality is not there.
Inter Milan
would
fighting a couple of the two teams we saw last night. Sorry, you know.
Would they?
Well, I think with their energy, they obviously, we talked before that Benfica exposed Inter Milan on the counter-attack. The AC Milan never did today. With the amount of bodies they flood forward. But I think just the pace, the energy that the two wing-backs bring, the two midfield players, Lukaku or Dzeko up front with Lautaro, they cause those teams problems, absolutely. But what I will say is that the two teams last night will be able to counter very, very quickly and transition and get at Inter Milan, something that AC never did tonight.
Yeah.
But I mean, AC Milan were poor tonight. I think it's touch unfair to say that the quality of last night and the quality of what we saw from Inter tonight, I thought Inter were pretty good tonight. I think that's a touch unfair. But AC just didn't show up.
I don't think Inter's midfield would match either of the midfields we saw last night. But it remains to be seen, because they have a good chance of going through. They looked a much more likely team to go through, and they're going to have to come up with a plan then to play against the winners the other game. And there's no doubt that they will.